Hi, my name's Natalie Jameson and I'm a showbiz reporter at Radio 1. I present the showbiz news every day on Fern Cotton's show here, and my job basically involves doing loads of really fun stuff.
Hello, I am Tyre Cruz.
It's going to be a great night.
Choo choo, go hard, go faster.
One thing in particular that I always really enjoy is some of the big events like the Brit Awards, which is always a fantastic event to go to because you get to see so many people in one evening.
We are both extremely beautiful people.
The way I always approach an interview to try and get the best out of the person I'm interviewing is firstly just to try and think of it as a conversation, so that you are quite warm and relaxed and friendly when you're chatting to somebody, so hopefully you put them at ease. Today is a typically busy day in the life of an entertainment news reporter. I've been preparing the lunchtime bulletin that I do every day, so that just sort of means editing lots of interviews that we've already done, writing up some stories, and then also, much more exciting, a bit later on today, I'm off to interview JLS. I do know JLS relatively well. I wouldn't call them my mates necessarily, but I have interviewed them a few times and they're really lovely, and it does help that you've spoken to them before because you kind of know what they're like in interviews. They're very warm and friendly. You sort of know that Marvin's the one who'll kind of give the very straight, serious, band-esque answers, and Arishay can do that as well, and then Aston will probably give the more jokey answers, and JB, he's kind of like somewhere in the middle. He can be quite funny or be quite serious depending on what mood he's in.
Yes.
Hi.
What do we owe the pleasure?
Where are you going to sit? You sit next to us? Oh, fantastic.
Of
course.
Make yourself comfy.
Yeah,
we'll cuddle up. There we go.
My first tip for getting a good interview is to do your research. If you don't, it can turn out like this. So JLS, thank you for chatting to us today.
No problem.
You're here to talk about your second album, Jukebox.
Yes.
Third album, actually.
Okay, third album. If you don't prepare for an interview, it can just be really awkward. You can say the wrong thing. It's just embarrassing if you're interviewing somebody and you get something wrong, like if it's their second album or third album, or if you get the title of their album wrong or forget the name of their film. So again, the more research you can do, the better. My second tip for getting a good interview is to ask open questions, and that just means that you want to try and phrase your questions in a way that somebody's going to give you quite a good rounded answer, so they can't just say yes or no. If you get it wrong, it can turn out like this. How was it recording it? Did it go well?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, one of the things that can be really useful and hopefully fairly easy once you remember them to get good answers out of the people you're interviewing is the 5 W's, which is who, what, where, when and why. And if you can remember how as well, then hopefully that will give you a really good answer from the person that you're chatting to. My third tip is to really listen carefully to the answers that you get when you ask your questions. If you don't, you could miss a really juicy exclusive. And what are you up to next?
Next we are working. I've got a brand new single coming out, Take a Chance on Me. We're going to be going on tour as well next year, which is going to be incredible. Our new arena tour is called The Fourth Dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's very good to have a list of questions written down, but if you just go through your questions in order, sometimes you can miss something really exclusive or juicy that they may suddenly decide to put into one of their answers. So it's really important to keep your ears open, listen, and then you can follow up on what they've said.
I got to say that was beautifully bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks, good.
Elegantly
Good. Yeah, perfect.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.